that hospitality amenity open to the public, that there were going to be cleaning needs beyond
Yeah,
the.
well, I have some ideas about that, whether we have a fee involved, a nominal fee, or whether we maybe take away the portable toilet and use that money that's for that. Now you have a permanent toilet, maybe it'll be transferred to that use or something like that. That's kind of what I have in my mind, so we'll kind of tweak that until we figure it out.
Is there any examples of what other, if there's communities anywhere else that charge to?
Our engineers made some suggestions to me because they've done things like this. So this was their idea,
I
because
don't
usually
see-
if you rent a locker, you usually pay so
Yeah.
that the locker locks or something,
For a nominal fee, I don't see where anybody would complain about
Right.
having the use of the toilet
You
and
want to make
shower.
sure it's not vandalized, so people that
Yeah.
you pay, you go in, maybe, you get a locker, you
Yeah.
get the shower, so that makes it so that you don't just have it, you have a little bit of privacy and security there
Yeah.
too. So we'll probably do something like that. But we haven't really ironed those details out at this point, but I think there's some room for that. Okay.
This is what we discussed at the.
Okay. But Tara has the plan, so she should be able to show them how it's laid out.
Yeah, that would probably be good for next meeting.
If she doesn't say she doesn't have a bathhouse, Tom has it, we can get that to him.
Okay.
All right,
Any report?
Well,
Time to
that's
go.
all
Yeah.
the general fund, $1,396,000, excuse me, $1,396,019.19. And highway, $162,130.99. And capital highway, $32,328.39. And capital, $70,226.86. And rec sub, $6,421.16. And capital rec, $792.10. In light, $30,148.63. We can just do that, 'cause we still have to get the rest of them. She's going to send it to everybody. The rest of the document you'll be getting by email. So I'd like to start, make some motions for the resignations that we have coming up here. I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Ernest Cleffice, ending on February 22nd.
I'll second that with regret.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mafari,
Yes.
Supervisor Wall. Yes. And it's with deep regret that I make a motion to accept the resignation of Doris Fleming to take effect on March 31st, 2016. As you all know, Doris has worked for the town for 34 years. She will be missed greatly by me especially. And, we are lucky to have Kim in there to take her place, but I can't stress how much how much she helped me to do my job and everybody else in our town. She's been the right hand of the whole town. So she has agreed to stay on as per diem, so we can have our emergency call. Please come in and help us. And I think that that was very generous of her, but we wish her well in her retirement. And she's basically given a good portion of her life to the town of Rosendale.
Yes. Yeah, and she's done a fabulous job.
She does what 10 people would do. Nobody even knows how she gets the job work done. She took her work home with her. She worked on weekends. She was there all the time to do the job. And I would like to, I'm hoping we'll do some kind of celebration for her next month before she leaves. So.
I'll second that.
From Mr. Hunt. Roll vote, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes, Mr. Brett.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh. Yes. And then another person that's been with our town for a long time. I make a motion to accept the resignation of John Lawler, who's worked with the town of Rosendale for 40 years. He's pretty much given, you just can't make this stuff up. I mean, here's somebody that really has given his life to the town.
He must be the longest.
He is the longest, yeah. And both Doris and John are qualified for the retirement buyout. And I know that he'll be missed too. I mean, he has the expertise that he has working for the highway.
Right, the institutional memory.
Yep.
Going way back.
So, does anyone make a motion? Second that motion?
Yes, I'll second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Wall. Yes, just, that takes effect March 31st also.
Okay.
Okay, so I have my cheat sheet here for commissions. Where is it?
While you're looking, I'll just note that we very much appreciate Doris offering to do the per diem. This is something for the town's sake that helps us with succession in terms of when we talk about institutional memory.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
written our books for 35 years.
We
so-
know where she lives.
Yeah, but they-
You know,
Yeah, but it's just appreciated that she's available to help us as we attempt to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just want to be careful. I don't think we accepted, we didn't do a resignation from John Clubhouse yet, right? Okay, so I want to be careful that I don't appoint people before we accept the resignation. So I'm going to accept the resignation, make a motion to accept the resignation of John Clubhouse from the Economic Development Commission.
Well, the club ice isn't for me.
I'll second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh. Yes. So, all right, assessment doesn't get done until September. Economic Development Commission. I'd like to make a motion to accept Frank Segro
I'll second that.
to the Economic Development with a term that ends 12/31/2020.
I'll second that. Thank you.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh. Yes. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Earl Walter to the Economic Development Commission for a term that ends 12/31/2016. Roll vote, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh. Yes. We can make a motion to appoint Megan Sperry for a term that ends 12/31/2018 to the Economic Development Commission.
I'll second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Behave yourself. Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh. Yes. Amber, just to note that you still have an alternate position open at the Economic Development, if you have somebody else that's interested. Environmental Commission is going to do their appointments next month, but we'll do their chair and vice chair now. They haven't had a chance to review applications yet. So I make a motion to appoint Kelly, we have to do the, I'm sorry.
Resignation.
So I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Naya Kraus.
I will second that with appreciation for the work she's done and regret that she's gone from the committee. She was the most recent chair, so she finished on a high note.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
So did I.
Okay.
He's not done.
Are you done now?
I'm done.
Okay. Roll call, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes, with regret. And, well, I'll say it all for all three of them when we're done, so.
Councilman Slotski?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
Yes. And I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Jessica Barry from the Environmental Commission.
I'll second that, and I mentioned this last week, but just want to note that she was a real powerhouse on this carbon inventory that we're going to be completing, which should again be saving the town, improving our footprint as well as our efficiency and bottom line. Yes.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes.
Councilman Slotski?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Kelly Habanerick as chair. No, he didn't get a resignation
He promised to get this letter. but he
Nothing in,
didn't.
nothing in.
He's too busy to even resign to
Okay.
tell us
We
that
still
he's
have
too
a
busy to
month
come
though
to
before
meetings.
appointments are made, so it's not gonna be different. So it's- but, no.
Well, I would just want to quickly thank both Jessica and Naya for their service. I worked with them for years on the Environmental Commission, and they made enormous contributions to it, and were real assets, and sorry to see them go.
Okay. And I'd like to make a motion to appoint Kelly Habanerick as chair to the Environmental Commission. And do you want to just do Laura at the same time?
Yeah.
Laura Edie as vice chair.
I will second happily. Kelly's been a long-serving member. Laura's relatively recent, but doing great work. It's good to have them in the leadership role.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes.
Councilman Slotski?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
Yes. Okay, next is planning board. So I'm going to ask John to make this motion.
Okay. Very good. This is alternate.
He's alternate for the Ulster County.
Oh, that's right, yes, okay. And that's the motion before.
No, the motion is to reappoint him to the board.
Okay,
He's already been appointed to the board.
that's right.
You can
we
add
did
it, you can
that.
add it on if you want to. But
Yeah, okay. I would like to make a motion to appoint Brandon Walsh to the planning board
For the term,
with a term
ending.
ending in December 31st, 2022.
All second.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes.
Councilman Slotski?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
I will recuse myself. Police Commission, I'm going to make a motion, first of all, to accept the resignation of Ray Lucas. Ray's been a great asset to the Police Commission, very wise, always had good counsel during our meetings. And, he is retiring and moving south, so we will miss him. But unfortunately for us, we're gonna lose him, so good for him, bad for us.
I'll second that with regret.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes.
Councilman Slotski?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Anthony Stenta as police commissioner for a term that ends 12/31/2016.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes.
Councilman Slotski?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
Yes. we still have an opening, we have an applicant, but we'll wait till next month because nobody's had a chance to review that. Yeah. And Recreation Commission, I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Jeff Booz to the Recreation Commission for a term that ends 12/31/2022.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lepari.
Woman.
Supervisor Wall.
Yes.
One mess up so far at all of it.
You're doing good.
It's not bad. Not bad.
I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Lori Graham to the Water and Sewer Commission for a term that ends 12/31/2020.
I will second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yeah.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Wong. Yes. Last month we did Ben Tulo for Youth Commission, so we'll just do the, we only have Tom Roddy and Melissa Miski do it to me. I don't have those.
Okay.
We don't have Amy in this list, right? Actually. So we have to do Frank Belenga again? Is that the deal? It's not highlighted.
Ernest has asked for applications from him.
They haven't gotten it, so we can get it for those two people. Frank Belenga.
You done?
Do we have is that what's happening?
I
Is that
believe
staying
so,
on?
yeah.
All right.
Did we get them, right?
Yeah, he's Ellen.
Yeah, no,
Son.
he's not staying on. He's-
Okay.
You haven't gotten any.
Yep, okay,
So,
all right, no problem.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Melissa Minisky to the Youth Commission for a term that ends 12/31/2017.
I'll second that.
She's a new person now?
Mm-hmm.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Wall.
Yes. And I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Thomas Roddy to the Youth Commission for a term ending 12/31/2017.
I second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Wall.
Yes.
And I'd just like to note that we still have a vacancy for a youth member. If, you, I think, to
1, 2,
replace
3, 4,
Frank.
5, 6. Amy's gonna be on there, right?
She's moving.
Yeah, but 7, 8,
We,
9, that's 9 people. That's
But
the
Frank,
full-
she says not.
Frank is not renewing.
I'm not counting him. There's 9 people without him.
I don't know who, we didn't appoint a new youth member. Oh.
Do you have alternates?
Well,
They-
it's 6 to 10 members.
They've long
No,
thought.
you have the right amount. You have 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5
We
adults,
discussed
and
this
1, 2,
last time,
3,
6 to
4,
10.
4 adults, 4 youth. So you're supposed to have 9.
It says 6, it says 6 to 10.
Oh, it's allowed to go up to 10, is that what it is? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how you vote on anything if you have even number.
They rarely do. But I agree
Not
with you.
supposed to have an even number on a
I agree.
commission.
It's always great to have youth members.
Are there a couple alternates, or is that just a
No,
full?
no, that's it.
There's, I don't know how.
I don't know, they've always done it that way. They've been under the impression that they've had a youth vacancy.
It doesn't make sense to me, but, all right,
But-
we'll go back and check, maybe we can check with how it was set up.
Well, it's in the town code, so we can look it up.
Somebody wasn't thinking, because you have to be able to, 5 and 5, same. It doesn't work that way when you
Liaison's not
vote
a
on
voting
these
member,
things.
right?
No, no. I can resolve that right now.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Ann Hoteling to the ZBA and to reappoint her as chair with a term ending 12/31/2020.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Wilt.
Yes. I think that's it.
Don't we appointments
Well, no. We have to-
for now?
We have,
Oh,
we're
we've
gonna do the
alternated.
Beltane and then we'll do the,
Okay.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna let, move things around here a little bit, cause, yeah, I don't think it's gonna take very long to let Bill speak. So Bill is here, on behalf of the chamber to formally gift the town.
And he hasn't had his dinner yet, so this is a courtesy.
I was just dreaming over here on the side about,
Thank you,
mashed
Bill.
potatoes.
Sorry, appreciate your patience.
Now I know why I'm not on the town
Oh, come on, it was fascinating.
I was mesmerized. Tonight I'm wearing the hat of, which hat am I wearing? Oh,
Chamber.
Pickle Fest hat, co-founder, and on the board of the Chamber of Commerce. And on behalf of the Rosendale Chamber of Commerce and the International Pickle Festival, we'd like to make another contribution to the community. Our mission is to donate 100% of all monies made by Pickle Fest to be used for the good of the community. Over the past 18 years, we've contributed to many local projects. Just to mention a few: the food pantry, youth center, library, the pool, the theater for handicapped accessibility. We have a scholarship fund, the Little League when they got flooded out, and many other projects over the years. Now, for the good part. After investigating the many directions we could go with this year's major donation, it was decided that what this town really needs is a new floor to replace the carpet in the community center. We will be giving upwards of $18,000 to fund this project, with the completion date somewhere around the middle of March or sooner. And so all the carpet, I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed that the carpet's leaving. But,
How can we
I
reuse
miss the
that?
old
Recycle
carpet, the old set.
well, we could frame, we could put it in
a little piece.
the
It's
historian.
a piece of history. It's not a piece of history you want to remember.
I think there's still a piece of from the old rec center around somewhere in this frame.
Yeah.
And no, we talked with Tara, and we always look for a place where something is really needed, and it's really needed.
It is.
So just as soon as we can get it going, we're going to get it going. The carpet that's down there is glued down, so you need a special machine to come in there and rip that up. And I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yes, so to add to that, the discussion came up that maybe the board would want to approve the replacement of the dance floor, which was not included in this project. And I think that, it's my opinion, that's, and I think Jen had, talked to the commission. Tara had gotten a quote of $4,678 to put the same tile and have the project done at the same time on the dance floor, so we can have contiguous flooring throughout. And I think it's totally worth the cost. They did give us a an estimate for the entranceway. I think that could wait till the end of the year,
Yeah,
see if
that-
we have that funds.
Yeah.
The whole,
That area is like
right.
separate, and it doesn't really.
It doesn't get
look-
as much
Not
beat
Yeah.
up.
Right.
It's
It's funny,
the spillages that
yes,
really damage
yeah.
the carpet.
This material that's being used is in a plank form. It's a composite material, it's a commercial grade. It'll look like wood flooring. It'll go down, it gets glued down. The only upkeep on it is damp mop. And there'll be you won't need to wax or strip or any of those procedures, just a damp mop process.
Really
That's great.
fantastic.
So,
Yeah.
so it should be pretty neat.
So,
So,
on behalf of the town, I would like to thank you very much. It's, the Pickle Festival and all the hard work you do really is both an asset for the event to the town and an asset when you do contribute back to the community in so many ways. And the town itself has benefited from, the money that you've given to the pool project and now the recreation center. We're very, very appreciative of the fact that you give back to the community. Thank you.
And it's going to transform that space, really transform it.
And our maintenance crew, Bob's guys have been in there and just repainted the rec center to
Right.
prepare for this. And so I think with the fresh new paint and the new flooring, it's gonna revitalize that space.
Yeah.
I'm starting to look really tired.
Okay.
And Tara was begging me for money. I was like, I can't give you any money, it's half goes bill.
Yeah, well, no, this kind of flooring it's such a huge relief because the maintenance has been really hard. I mean, the
Yeah.
carpet was not
It didn't matter
a
what you did
choice
to it.
because you
Yeah,
just
our
couldn't
clean-
keep it
Our
clean.
cleaning guy,
And-
Mike, he
Yeah.
deserves a pat on the back. He'd
Right.
go in there and scrub and scrub and scrub
Yeah.
to get the stains
It
out.
was not possible, so
Well,
this is.
this will be so easy. And it also, if for some reason somebody drops an anvil on it and it takes a chunk out of it, they just heat it up and it peels up like bubble gum, and you put a new piece in.
Wonderful, that's nice to hear.
So there's,
But we're gonna get rid of those tables anyway.
yeah, oh, thank you.
Those tables,
That-
they're like, as soon as somebody wants to rearrange the room, that's the end of the
Yeah.
floor.
Especially the barrel ones.
Yeah,
the barrel.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, well, they,
For people to move.
that's worth putting the floor down that those tables are gonna
That's from the first rec center, those tables.
leave. Those tables out. All right.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you. We're looking forward to seeing that new floor down. We'll have to have a dance or something afterwards.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You're
All right.
gonna don't volunteer for that planning committee.
Oh, I'm not allowed to volunteer for anything else.
Right.
Just ask my wife. Until then. Although, just a quick note. The youth center, we're bringing back to life the car show. And it'll be with the Rosendale Valley Lions Club. It'll be a joint effort. And hopefully it'll be along the relationship. The youth center has not been able to do it over the past 3 years, and we sort of lit a fire under them, and they're willing to work with us on it, and there'll be a car show. And our tentative date is June 12th, unless we find that something else is where there's a conflict. But we've sort of done a bit of research, and that seems to be about the best date we can find, because there's car shows all summer long everywhere. So
Does Karen know that for the,
yes,
okay.
yes, because we had to go through
Yeah,
Tara to
the
get
time,
the date.
get the
Right.
time.
We haven't discussed it at the youth commission, so.
It hasn't been discussed at the,
Not the commission.
oh, well, I was under the impression that it was. I spoke.
Next
Well,
month.
next
I
time,
mean, the
right?
staff have probably discussed it, the commission.
I thought I
I'm
covered
sure
everybody.
the staff have discussed it, it just, but we'll have it on the agenda next month.
Do we need to hold off?
No,
No.
I don't think so. I mean, you've spoken with Ernest, right? You've been working with Ernest and
And
Ashley.
the assistant,
And Tara.
Ashley.
And Tara's on.
And you talked to Tara.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there you
no
go.
problem.
All right.
It's all, it's just,
We just need to get the commission on board to know the details and what they need to.
yeah.
Yeah, and we still need to talk about how we're gonna, you know.
Might be a good thing to do for both commissions, Rick, and because
Yeah.
it affects both parts.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, one way or the other, there's a car show this year.
All
Right.
right,
All right.
thank you.
right,
Thanks,
Our
Bill.
festival town.
Enjoy your mashed potatoes.
Thank you. Good night.
Never done anything after that, but,
It's a town-held event, so you don't have a site plan, but you need to make sure the items are dotted, T's are crossed, so we could do it like a site plan.
don't have to leave it.
All right, let's do the belting. I'm sorry you guys had to wait.
Belting.
Thanks for your patience.
It's nice seeing your faces though, Peter.
Sure.
Sure, come on up and tell us about your plans.
Well, I'm Maria, and I'm going to be the festival director this year. I'm the festival director this year. And I have Brad with me, and this is Robin Larson.
We all know.
Hello.
So I've never done this before, so I was wondering, is there anything you guys want to know from me first, or should I just sum up the festival?
You can just.
You can just launch right in.
Okay. Well, basically, it's Center for Symbolic Studies' 26th Annual Beltane Festival. It's their way of bringing in the springtime, saying goodbye to winter. And they've had one every year for the past 25 years. There is a big pageant with the Vanover Family Caravan Dance Institute. There's an adult and children's maypole, and a lot of local musical acts that perform there, and local vendors, and it's basically just their way of celebrating the springtime. So,
I've been with my children in the past, it's great fun.
So I have a couple of questions. I have to apologize if it's in here already, you can just tell me, it's not going to be a night event this year like it was last year?
No,
You stopped doing the night event,
We're
right?
cutting the event off at 7 p.m. It will no longer be open to the public. Only our volunteers and people that are year-round members
Okay.
will be allowed to stay to the night, and that reduces it from 400 to 600 people down to about 100, about 50 volunteers and 50 members.
So have you had any contact, I know Robin knows that we usually ask for the fire department, the police department to have a look at this? Has that done? I would say we can pass it on if
We
you
have
haven't.
not yet gotten.
Okay.
We brought that to you people first.
Did you pass it to?
You forwarded it?
I gave it to the police chief, the highway superintendent, and the fire marshal. And the fire marshal said he does have a few concerns that he'll contact us about. And he asked if there was a bonfire.
So that's an issue with the fire marshal. Typically will check if you're having a bonfire. I know in the past you have had bonfires,
Yes,
right?
we have a fire every year.
You have a
Everything-
what?
There's a fire every year.
Yeah.
It has been worked out between Dr. Stephen Larson and the fire marshal. We will have volunteer firefighters on the premise as well as water access.
You have to talk to the fire marshal, because it sounds like.
In
It-
past years.
Yeah,
So we just need to make sure that's done. So
Yeah.
that's one of the checklists. Let's give you the checklist. Police department, fire marshal, the fire department, which is Tilson Fire Department in that area, and the highway superintendent. Those are the areas that we like to check on, that everything's been looked at.
You said you showed.
The
this
only
week.
one that did not get it is Tilson Fire, so you actually have to go there and contact them, because they're a little harder for us to email.
They don't
So
think they
you might
have an
more
official
luck.
email, actually,
Yeah.
so we just have to drop something off.
Yeah. So, so if you can get those back to us, any kind of comments or that any of those have before our next meeting, you know, then we have plenty of time in March to make an approval.
How much has changed from last year? I know last year there were some substantial changes, traffic control, security, things like that. I believe everything worked nicely
I
and
think
smoothly.
I think we felt that last year worked pretty well, and the evening was much more manageable and comfortable. And we've been wanting really to have we used to do summer, sort of we did outdoor picnic that was celebrating our support community.
Right.
But everybody works so hard at Beltane, that it's a nice time to do it, and that's why we decided to give the evening over to that, because otherwise everybody just works hard all evening taking care of public, you know, the public coming in at a time when there's really not that much happening. And so that's really what this is all about.
And I'm not gonna, try to remember everything Chief Soul had asked last year. I know they had some concerns about security, so just, I'm sure he's gonna ask the same things he did last year, so just,
Maybe
you know,
meeting with them again.
yeah, I would say that, you know, if you were prepared to address those issues when you do talk to them, so that we can, you know, I'm sure you know, you've been through this with him before.
Stephen will probably call and ask for, you know, arrange an appointment
Yeah.
with him. He usually takes care of that.
Does anybody have any other questions?
No? Looks good.
Thanks
So-
for.
Yeah.
Mandy's already
continuing
sent it on to everyone except for the fire department, so.
And the highway
I'm-
department already has it?
Fire department does not.
No, the highway department.
Highway does.
Good, because
So
I
everybody
usually-
else has it.
I usually call them back to check.
And so I would say, the only thing is, was there an updated insurance
Yeah,
certificate?
It's
actually, I
in
was
there.
about to say, I've got an updated one. You guys have one that,
This one's,
Oh, this is
this
the old
one's
one.
the old one.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
this,
the old
I
one.
have an,
Can you
I have
bring
a
that
couple
over to our
copies.
town clerk, please?
Yeah.
Is that a copy? Do you need it to make a copy?
We can make more copies. We haven't, you know, they send it to us through an email.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Still a certificate.
And we can, there'll be an emailed copy that should come with the final application.
And I see on your own checklist, which is conveniently the last page in this packet, that you were going to speak to the owner of the Tilson School to see if you have some department
Yes,
area.
we had a very nice interaction with him last year. We didn't really need it.
Okay.
Because of the reduced size, but if we get rain, we will need that parking. And so we're gonna get in touch with him again. He was very pleasant about it. It was very hard to get in touch with him once we found him. He responded pretty nice.
So because you're gonna be using private property, I think you need a letter, something from him
Well,
saying.
we get a letter, I write a letter to him, he'll write a letter back, if we do it.
Okay.
And again, if we don't need it, we won't do it.
Okay, well, if it's gonna be
And
part of
then
your
we have
site plan.
And our insurance also.
Right.
insures it.
So I would just say, you know, just for us to approve something that you have his name as part of it, you would want to make sure that we have something in writing that says that he's approved it.
Great.
And my understanding is that you had to leave a check with Mandy? Has that been done?
Yeah, but our bookkeeper, Robin Carroll, had a really kind of sad family event. Her father was in hospice, but another family member had a liver accident. So she left on Monday and actually wouldn't do that, so.
Okay.
I'll either talk to her over the phone and bring something over, or she'll take care of it.
That's fine.
As long as it's not hot.
Yeah. All right, well, I think, you know, why don't you contact Mandy once you talk to all the different departments that you have to, and make sure that, you get something in writing from them about anything that any comments they have about it. Okay?
Thank you.
All right?
Thanks so
Thanks
much.
for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robin.
So we're going to use, if we use history parking, so that's going to be a weather have the shuttle, the company, we can always call it.
Yeah, it's fine. So resolution, where are we at?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have a pouring.
Well, we had to.
Six. Resolution 2/2016-6, appointment of alternate member for the town of Rosendale zoning board of appeals. Whereas from time to time it is necessary for permanent zoning board of appeals members to be absent or excused themselves from participating in particular action, whereas the town of Rosendale has authority to appoint an alternate zoning board of appeals member for the purpose of a quorum. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby appoints Michael Margot as alternate to the town of Rosendale zoning board of appeals to serve in the absence or recusal of regular members for a one-year term ending 2/10/17.
Oh, I'll second that. Sorry.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kowalski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thanks, good night.
Thanks, Robin. That was number 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
And resolution 2/2016-7. Resolution appoint alternate member to the town of Rosendale Planning Board. Whereas from time to time it's necessary for permanent planning board members to be absent or excused or recuse themselves from participating in particular action, and whereas the town of Rosendale has the authority to appoint alternate planning board members for the purpose of quorum. Now therefore be resolved the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby appoints William Moylan as alternate to the town of Rosendale Planning Board to serve in the absence for recusal of regular members for one-year term ending 2/10/17. Be it further resolved that pursuant to local law number 7 of the year 2013, the chairperson of the planning board will designate alternate members to substitute when such designation is necessary.
I second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kowalski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Resolution 2/2016-8, appoint alternate member to the town of Rosendale Planning Board, whereas from time to time it's necessary for permanent planning board members to be absent or excused or to recuse themselves from participating in particular action. And whereas the town of Rosendale has the authority to appoint alternate planning board members for the purpose of a quorum. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby appoints James Luckner as alternate to the town of Rosendale Planning Board to serve in the absence or recusal of regular members for a one-year term ending 2/10/17. Be further resolved that pursuant to local law number 7 of the year 2013, the chairperson of the planning board will designate alternate members to substitute when such designation is necessary.
Second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kowalski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Resolution 2/2016-9. Contract with Bernier and Larios for MS4 separate storm sewer system management consulting. Whereas the town of Rosendale is a regulated municipal separate storm sewer MS4 community. And whereas the town of Rosendale is committed to the management of stormwater control and pollution prevention. Whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale is in need of an MS4 consultant for the 2016-2017 year. Whereas Bernier and Larios, 67 Lane, Kingston, New York, 12401, has submitted a proposal for engineering services relating to MS4 reporting. Whereas Bernier and Larios agreed to provide services for $3,360. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale authorized supervisor to sign attached contract for MS4 consulting.
I'll second that.
Hey, that's not really.
Got away with it.
It's an old habits die hard.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kowalski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. 2/2016-10. Resolution maintenance agreement for water quality equipment at 176 Mohonk Road. Whereas the town of Rosendale has previously purchased equipment for the monitoring of the water quality at the 176 Mohonk Road High Falls location. whereas the town is required to have this equipment certified quarterly, whereas the town has a contract with Hatchet, 5600 Lindbergh Drive, Loveland, Colorado, 80539-0389, to service and certify the water quality monitoring equipment. Now, therefore resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby authorize Supervisor Gino Walsh to sign said contract, which is attached here to the main part here. And usually we have Hatch with Rosendale water, but because of the work, we're holding off on that.
Yeah.
Roll, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kusowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Okay.
Cruising along here. Cruise. Keep up the pace, Gene. It's doing.
All right, so during the organizational meeting, we had done a 58-cent mileage. It's been reduced by the state to 54 cents, so this is a resolution to change that. So resolution 2, 2016-11.
We've gone out of order.
I'm
You have the
sorry.
reimbursement
Reimbursement.
from New York, whatever that is. That's
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry, we got that.
Side of Children and Family Services.
Oh,
we did
that
last
last.
year.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
That's for the swim coaches.
Oh, that was the swim coach, okay.
Right, that's done. Okay, resolution to decrease mileage reimbursement 58 to 54 cents. Whereas the Internal Revenue Services decrease its mileage reimbursement effective January 1st, 2016 to 54 cents per mile. Whereas the town of Rosendale is looking to decrease the mileage reimbursement for town employees conducting town business from 58 cents per mile to 54 cents per mile. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby decreases the mileage reimbursement from 58 cents per mile to 54 cents per mile.
Oh,
You need a second, Chris. It's imbalanced.
yeah, I wanted to say that.
Go
Yes, I do.
ahead, yeah.
Should we put an effective date on the?
Effective today.
Effective today.
Yeah, just so if someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything before that, they would get the cents. Oh, unfortunately, we didn't get this notification that it's changed in January 1st. It came like we got the notice after, it was like, after we did our organizational meeting. It was like,
Speed of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Roll, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kusowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. It's going to take up too much space over there.
I know. I have my document. Thank you, Fran. Aw, thank you.
It's easier for me than for you, Laura. Something entertaining for the video.
You should see my desk at home.
Let's put that on the table of contents.
I make that mess like you do. It takes me more than 15 minutes to do it. But I have a joke.
I'm practiced.
I have a
You
joke to
need-
clean up
you need a
after.
lesson.
Resolution 2, 2016-12. Oops, that's 12. Authorizing LVT tile installation at Rosendale Recreation Center. Whereas the Rosendale Chamber of Commerce has paid the carpet store, P.O. Box 420, Rosendale, New York, 12472, to replace the carpet in the Rosendale Recreation Center with LVT tile as a donation to the town. Whereas the town of Rosendale wishes to install the same LVT tile on the dance floor at the Rosendale Recreation Center. And whereas the town received a proposal from the carpet store for $4,678, and whereas after review, it was recommended the town of Rosendale enter an agreement with the carpet store. Now, therefore, be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby authorize supervisor to move forward with LVT tile installation from the carpet store for the Rosendale Recreation Center.
I'm going to second that, and I can't tell you, I'm a huge advocate of this move. Money well spent.
Well, spent locally.
Yeah, and spent locally, exactly.
Roll, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilman Kusowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. If I had my way, we all only do locally, but the state doesn't let us do that.
Yeah.
It's not every town that
Got
has
our
a
last
carpet
top card.
house. This
Okay.
doesn't come up that often.
Yeah.
Resolution,
13.
we didn't have this on last week, but basically, there's funds that the High Falls Water District has. We want to put it into, Mike and I had, several years ago, created a special fund for putting money away. It's not only a capital fund, but it's not a regular general fund for your everyday use. So
Right.
it's repair and capital repair.
How
So
much do we have in this budget?
we have like double that, 66,000, so we're gonna put 33.5 in there.
Great.
So, resolution 2/2016-13, funding resolution for repair reserve fund, High Falls Water District. Whereas the town of Marltown, the town of Rosendale established the High Falls Water District Repair Reserve Fund for the purpose of financing repairs to capital improvements and equipment of the High Falls Water District as same become necessary. And whereas the town of Marltown, town of Rosendale are responsible for the High Falls Water District and requires a formal shared services agreement for liability and accounting. And whereas this resolution is contingent upon the town board of the town of Marltown passing resolutions authorizing the transfer of funds to the High Falls Water District Repair Reserve Fund. Now therefore resolved that the sum of $33,500 be transferred from the High Falls Water District savings account to High Falls Water District Repair Reserve Fund.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Slafsky,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarty.
Yes.
Supervisor Wall. Yes. I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss collective negotiations under Article 14 of the Civil Service Law.